Fight man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, Gary Russell tears apart Mayweather fighting Logan Paul. Ramirez says he wants Teofimo Lopez wants Josh Taylor drop the belts. But first, Devin Haney says that he expected Linares to hit a lot harder. Let's start off there. I do appreciate everybody for tapping in. Share the video. And people said that's pretty funny since Linares hurt him pretty bad. I think it was a combination of the punch and fatigue. That's what happened when you load up on your shots. You know, you got to understand when you're trying to punch, it's technique over, winging it. What he says early on when I was walking him down, he didn't have any type of power. Haney stated during the post-press conference, I didn't feel any power in the beginning of the fight, but later I was surprised that he carried power late in the fight. But he showed that he was a veteran, but his power wasn't what I thought it was. Honestly, I thought he would hit much harder. You got to know boxing. Haney said, if you go in there to think if you go in there and you think you're not going to get hit with any punches through 12 rounds, it's unbelievable, especially against a guy who has been in there in the biggest fights, who dropped the guys, who's the best defensive fighter. He has the best legs, the best ring IQ. Loma. He went in there strong. He went in there and hit him with a good shot. And I showed grit. I showed that, I still came out stronger after that. And I showed that I'm a true champion. So, at the end of the day, it's just his opinion. I didn't get hit by the shot. Neither did you. Neither did everybody else. But, what it boiled down to is, we'll see. We'll see, man. And, I never really thought Linares was a big puncher. Like most people always kind of overrated him. I thought he had good hand speed. He was a good guy, but I really never thought of him, as a Matisse and Madonna, as a Teofimo Lopez type puncher. But, he's a guy that moved up, and if he can carry some power moving up multiple weight classes, then he's a good puncher. But it's best for him to shut up. He's talking about how I bring up the quote. I'll bring up the quote. Why not? Up early getting these videos. Let me knock all these videos out the way. Knock them out the box with Rick. He said I box for 12 rounds. They say I'm boring. I take no chance. I get knockout of the year. They say it was against nobody. I fight one of the hardest punchers in the lightweight division and win in the first 9 rounds. Decided I wanted to try and go for the stoppage. It's still something. Yes, Devin Haney has to understand he's a black fighter. And when you're a black fighter, they're always going to change the narrative. They're always going to change the narrative. If he don't understand that, he gonna be trying to please the pleasers. Or the unpleasable. That's probably not even a word, but that is what it is, man. You can't go out there trying to please these people that's haters. You hit Linares on the chin one shot in 1 second. He was burnt. He was burnt out. He was burnt out. He wasn't. He was old. They always gonna move the goalpost, man. They do that with black fighters all the time. All the time. But let's move on. Let's move on. Excuse me. Let's move on to Gary Russell Jr. Excuse me. Mayweather is making a mockery of the sport. Russell Mayweather, Paul making a mockery of boxing. I'm not a fan of Floyd Mayweather. I'm not a fan of Floyd Mayweather at all. Said Gary Russell to Fight Hype. I think it's a mockery to the sport. It's a lot of these fighters that put blood, sweat, and tears in their heart and soul into boxing to try to make something of themselves just for a YouTuber to come cut the line in front of them and possibly make more money than them. I can't knock the hustle. I'm a realist. As a fighter, this is all I quote. As a fighter that participates in the sport personally, don't like it. Russell said of Mayweather fighting a YouTuber. I don't think Floyd is at any risk. He's real. He's a fighter. This guy Logan Paul is a YouTuber. Granted, he can get lucky and hit Floyd Mayweather and hurt him, but the odds of that is crazy. I don't care with any. I don't care with even the weight division. It won't matter. Floyd Mayweather is a skilled fighter. He's going to bring that stuff in the ring with someone, Logan, that has nothing to do and knows nothing about boxing. Russell said, you know, it waters down the sport. Russell continues about Mayweather and YouTube boxing. They're doing these exhibitions now, even with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. I was all for the ish, but when they said they can't go for the knockout, I was like, what the F? This is boxing. This is barbaric sport. I understand why a lot of these fans don't like it and disagree. Someone is going to get hurt. One of these YouTubers, the right people, ain't getting hurt. Somebody's going to get hurt, get knocked out unconscious, or put in a coma because they got in the ring with a real fighter. They weren't skilled. They signed a waiver to make a little money, and it's going to come back and bite them in the ass. And they turned into a circus. Russell said when told that NFL receiver Chad Johnson is on fight on the Mayweather Logan undercard. I love the sport I participate in. I'm one of the real soldiers in the battlefield. I understand the creativeness of trying to make some money, but it just can't with these YouTubers are making more than the fighters you promote, said Russell in the talking about the 44-year-old past prime Mayweather keep his boxing career alive with YouTubers. Quote, that doesn't make sense. A lot of people got into the sport of boxing because Mayweather would flash his money, showing his car, showing that you really dedicate yourself and give it everything you got. You can make something of yourself. To get to this point, of your career, and you're fighting YouTubers and now like that, what the F do we do now? Who do we follow? Said Russell about the young fighters able to follow Mayweather. Apparently because he, all that shit, man. Continue on. Russell said he hurt a YouTuber. If I take an exhibition, somebody gonna get hurt. Russell said, I do exhibition with YouTuber. Hopefully, there's no YouTubers out there that dislike me or whatever. If there is YouTuber that dislike me and says they want to fight me, we can make some money. Once again, I'm not against the hustle, but one of the ones that will hurt one of them, they're going to sleep. They're going to bed. I'm a real fighter. They're going to learn real quick the reasons they're YouTubers, and I'm a fighter, and that's the difference, said Russell. And he right, man. At the end of the day, if you got an opportunity to make money, you can't knock the hustle. If it presents itself, why not? Boxing's already like the Titanic starting to sink at a real rapid pace now. Why not get yours and get the hell out and take care of your family? The dude that a lot of these dudes follow, Floyd Mayweather, is doing it. Why shouldn't they go out there and make the money? So I'm not knocking them. It's not hypocrisy, excuse me. It's not hypocrisy. At the end of the day, man, it's bullshit. Badu Jack just got a replacement opponent. Some dude from Colombia, Brazil, I can't remember. But he undefeated with like 90%, 80% knockout ratio, something like that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. Floyd can do whatever he want to do. I heard it wasn't Floyd's idea to come back, but he had to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Because some of these fighters, don't force these young fighters to fight each other. Therefore, they got to find some way to, find a supplement for cash. But, it is what it is for Floyd, man. But I agree with Gary Russell. When somebody get hurt, then that shit gonna stop. People say, well, Floyd don't hit that hard. He gonna hurt Logan Paul. Somebody gonna get hurt and then they gonna ban this shit and it's gonna be frowned upon. Somebody get put in a coma. It's a serious sport. Now, if they was in a street fight, maybe Logan Paul had much of a chance. But they gonna find out quick you don't play boxing. When YouTubers fight each other, okay. When you put in a trained fighter been doing this shit his whole life, you think you're gonna beat him because you a little bit bigger than him? Okay. He could catch him, but like I said before, man, I agree with Gary Russell, man. It's just the point where it's becoming a circus and they're making a mockery of the sport. No cap. He's fighting Darwin Kalina Badu Jack. Hold on. (15-0), 13 knockouts, 86% knockout ratio. He's absolutely fought. He fought a undefeated guy. I don't know if he was good or not, but let's talk about Jose Ramirez. Let's end out on a smooth tip. Jose Ramirez wants Teofimo Lopez once Josh Taylor vacates his 140-pound title. Josh will be fighting Jack Catterall, move to 147. That was my plan too. That's our only options. But now I would like to fight Teofimo Lopez for any title he wishes at 40. Once Josh vacates all of them, then I'll chase Josh to 47 for a rematch and get him, and I'll get him. So at the end of the day, I think it's a smart plan. Maybe you take a tune-up too. Get your confidence back and take on Teofimo Lopez. If Teofimo Lopez power translate, it should be a much smoother. It's going to be a rocky ride fighting Jose Ramirez. If his power don't translate, Ramirez is going to be on top of him like gravy on potatoes. But it's a tough fight. It's a good fight. It's a fight I'm interested in. And as long as Ramirez can make the weight comfortably, it should be a good fight. It depends on Teo. If Teo got problems with pressure and volume, Ramirez is going to be a big problem for him. If he can't deal with pressure, that's going to be a big problem for him. But if he can, if he can punch and counter Ramirez, if he can hurt Ramirez, it's probably going to be a quick night. But that's a great fight to fight that I'm interested in. But, I would like to see the Taylor rematch. But I don't think that's going to happen right away. But you hear Bud is moving on you hear rumors that he going to PBC. Could be true, could be false. And if that's the case, we'll see. So it should be interesting, man. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the video, about Russell, about Devin Haney, about Ramirez, Taylor. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. My social media subscription, Twitter, Password, and Facebook and Instagram. You can reach out anytime you want to make a financial donation. Cash App CJGood313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate. Share the video. But hey, let me know what you guys think about Jose taking on Teofimo Lopez. Should be a very good fight. Jose Ramirez taking on Theo. Think about Gary Russell clowning Mayweather Logan Paul, which he shouldn't. Okay. And Devin Haney comments on Linares. Appreciate the love, support. Peace. All right, appreciate everybody for supporting the channel, man. Everybody that been here since day one. But if you want to continue to support the channel, you want to continue seeing me go to these fights, man, I appreciate if you do donate to the channel. Now you have several ways to donate, and you can like the channel, you can share the channel, you can subscribe to the channel. Most of you guys do that on everything. But financially, if I'm gonna go to Wilder Fury, Spence Pacquiao, and all the big fights, and I'm only interested in going to the big fights, I'm gonna need you guys' support. You can reach me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anytime for any advice, or you want to advertise your business on the channel. It's another way you help support the channel. I do want to work with businesses and all that. But if you want to make a donation, Cash App is CJGood313. That's in the description. PayPal link is in the description as well too. Appreciate it. Peace.